Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Gonna be giving you an update on some more transfer news. So Oliver Mintzlaff, the RB Leipzig CEO, has said we will sell our top performers if that makes financial sense. Now Man United are in for Dayot Upamecano. At the end of the season, he will be available for around £39 million because that's when his release clause does become active. Last year, he signed a contract with RB Leipzig, so he's under contract with them until 2023. He's been at RB Leipzig now for quite a few years. Dayot Upamecano has played around 70 odd games in the Bundesliga. RB Leipzig paid just €10 million for him from Red Bull Salzburg. Now, we're not the only team that are in for him. Liverpool are in for him. Liverpool are in search for a centre-half because obviously Virgil van Dijk's out with a serious injury. Joe Gomez is now out with injury and Joe Matip is out with injury again. It also mentions that Chelsea have now joined the race. Real Madrid, Barcelona and Bayern Munich are interested in him. We certainly need a centre-half. We need someone to go alongside Harry Maguire because obviously we've got Lindelof, who was nowhere near on Harry Maguire's level. And we've obviously got Eric Bay, that is a good centre-half, but he is too injury-prone. Now, don't forget RB Leipzig let Timo Werner go last summer to Chelsea. A few years ago, they also let Naby Keita go. So they do sell their good players. So that's the breaking news on that. Now, I want to delve into some news on Paul Pogba. So, PSG manager Mauricio Pochettinho wants to sign Paul Pogba. Pochettinho has made him his top target. Now, we have revealed our asking price. We want £75 million for Paul Pogba. Now, he hasn't only been linked with a move to PSG. There's also been a lot of narratives of him possibly going back to Juventus. Paul Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus. Swap deals have been high on the agenda. Don't forget, it said that we are interested in an exchange deal for Paul Pogba. I think we want a world-class player in exchange. Now, it recently said that Juventus had offered us Aaron Ramsey as part of a swap deal for Pogba. They also offered us Douglas Costa as part of a swap deal for Pogba, but we did reject that. And it did mention that Juventus are only willing to pay £50 million. Now, like I've said, if Paul Pogba leaves Man United, it will be in the summer. I don't see him leaving in this January transfer window. Paul Pogba's also been relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. Now, Paul Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola, told 2 Sport last month that Paul Pogba's career at Manchester United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave and he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. Then Mino Raiola slightly changed his statement. Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig. By the way, Paul Pogba is injured again. Don't forget he did have an ankle injury earlier on this season, but that ankle injury was totally comparison to the one that he had last season. That was confirmed by Ole. Now don't forget we triggered that 1 year extension on Paul Pogba's contract earlier on in the season, so he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. Now, like I updated you yesterday, he said that Ed Woodward is preparing to enter contract talks with Paul Pogba and his agent Minio Raiola. But to Paul Pogba's credit, since he did come back from that ankle injury, he's put some good performances out. This is his 5th season at Manchester United since he rejoined from Juventus. He has made over 100 appearances for the club in all competitions. He's won 3 trophies at the club, and that was the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. He did endure a difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era, but so too did all our top players. And we had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. And he is our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Now, like I've updated you on a lot of my videos recently and that, during the last international break, Paul Pogba made quite a few comments saying, this season has been the most difficult period in his career. And he was saying, like, playing for France is a breath of fresh air. And in general, he was talking about his Man United struggles this season. But reflecting on them comments, he did receive a lot of criticism. Now, Solskjaer said earlier on in the season that Paul Pogba can be convinced to stay at the club if the club win trophies. So, that is the breaking news on Paul Pogba. Now, we are hoping to make 4 signings this year to complete our squad overhaul. Now, I'm hoping we can make at least 1 signing in this January transfer window. This January transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Manchester United manager. And you can say he's been let down in the transfer window again so far. You can say he's been let down in all of the transfer windows he's endured since he got appointed in as Man United manager. Now, Woodward has come out and said that he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this January transfer window. Woodward has come out several times to support Solskjaer, despite us having a poor start to the season and despite us getting knocked out of the Champions League. Last summer, Solskjaer showed his frustration towards the board quite a few times because we missed out on all of his priority targets. But yeah, the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years, and this is why a lot of Man United fans have been demanding the board out. Woodward's been at Man United since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. You obviously know the news on Moises Caicedo. Man United have now missed out on him. That's very, very disappointing because I thought we was actually going to get him in. You already know the news on Jack Grealish. I said there's a chance we'll sign Jack Grealish, but only if we sell Paul Pogba. You obviously know the news on Erling Haaland. It said the other week that Erling Haaland is now our priority. And we want to sign him instead of Jadon Sancho. You obviously know the news on Max Aarons. But I think towards the end of last year, Solskjaer made a new centre-back his number 1 transfer priority. Now, there is good players at Manchester United, and there's certainly quite a lot of players that have impressed me this season. Now, Marcus Rashford, he's obviously very, very good. He's enjoyed some bad games, but he has improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. He gets good runs in behind, his hold-up play can be good, and he also scores goals. Sometimes we play Rashford out wide and sometimes we play him up top. I think he's more effective out wide, but sometimes he can play well centrally. Rashford has been part of the club for several years. Rashford has been a United player since the age of 7. He joined our academy, I think, in 2005. And he's been in our senior squad since 2016. So he's been in our senior squad now for over 4 years. Anthony Martial, now, he has impressed me in quite a few games recently. He's also had some bad games recently. Martial was out of form earlier on in the season because he wasn't being clinical enough in front of goal. Don't forget, he got a 3-match suspension in the league earlier on in the season because he got sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. But Martial, I think, was very good last season. Didn't he score like 23 goals in 48 games? And he was good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Martial's endured over 5 years now at Man United. Sometimes we play him out wide and sometimes we play him centrally. Solskjaer was the one that gave him that number 9 shirt. Last season, Martial played a lot up top. And I've been very, very impressed with Edinson Cavani since he came in. He's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. We got Edinson Cavani on deadline day last summer on a free. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a 2nd year. Solskjaer spoke about him not so long ago and he said that Edinson Cavani is definitely a starter. And he says, we are looking to extend his contract. And Solskjaer revealed the first thing that Edinson Cavani asked him when he came in, and that's whether he could wear the number 7 shirt. By the way, Cavani is now back because he served his 3-match ban, which is good news. So Cavani will be available for Burnley on Tuesday. Now, Mason Greenwood, I think he is a good player. He has been inconsistent recently. Now, I don't think he was too good yesterday against Watford. Obviously, he came on in the Man City game in the EFL Cup semi-final. He hasn't been playing a lot, though, recently, let's be honest. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, Greenwood had personal issues. He was also out with injury at one point. And at one point, he was out with illness. Ollie's been defending Mason Greenwood a lot this season. Yeah, he's definitely the foreseeable future for Man United at the start of this season. Don't forget, we give him that number 11 shirt. Now, I think Bruno Fernandes is an exceptional player. He's been very impressive since he came in. Bruno Fernandes has been at the club now, is it a year or almost a year? He's certainly the best signing we've made since Alex Ferguson retired. Bruno Fernandes won Player of the Month for December, but he's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Scored a lot of goals for Man United, okay. A lot of his goals have come from the penalty spot, but he's also provided assists. And he predominantly plays in that number 10. In most of his games, he's been consistent. There's only been the odd couple of games where he has been poor. Bruno Fernandes was disappointed that we didn't win a trophy last season. But he did say, didn't he, that he came to Manchester to win trophies. Now, I've been impressed with Donny van de Beek when he has played. Donny van de Beek played yesterday night against Watford. Some people think he was in an unexpected role. He was superb against Watford yesterday night. I thought his composure was good. I thought he passed the ball well, and he was everywhere on the pitch. So Donny van de Beek needs to play more and more. He seldom starts though in the Premier League. You know, he's only started 2 games in the league so far, and that was against West Ham and Southampton. A lot of his appearances have come from the bench. You know, Solskjaer has said that, you know, he doesn't want Donny van de Beek to leave. Solskjaer was recently speaking about him, saying that, you know, he's got a bright future at Man United, and he tips Donny van de Beek to emulate Fred and Lindelof by succeeding at the club. Don't forget, Ronald de Boer urged Donny van de Beek to leave in this January transfer window to boost his chances for the Euros. You know, he can play in like 3 different roles, can't he? So he's versatile. When he was at Ajax, he was predominantly a box-to-box midfielder, but we got him in a deal worth £40 million. You know, we paid £35 million up front, and there was £5 million in add-ons. Now, Fred, I've also been very, very impressed with him in a lot of games this season, because, you know, he's passed the ball well, his composure's been good, he's been very mobile. I think the only thing that needs to improve is his reading of the game. Fred has been at the club now for a few years. We got him in a deal worth £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. I've been impressed with McTominay in some games as well. He was very, very impressive yesterday night against Watford. He did play some wayward passes, but apart from that, he was good. Obviously, he scored the goal in the 5th minute. McTominay was obviously the captain. But obviously, when Harry Maguire came on, Harry Maguire had got the captaincy. McTominay's best game in a Manchester United shirt was the 6-2 win against Leeds around 3 weeks ago now. Was it? Or just over 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Yeah, McTominay scored twice in that game, and he also got an assist. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Man United, and, you know, Solskjaer hailed McTominay after the game yesterday night. And said he's a monster of being a human being. Like I said, since Paul Pogba came back from that ankle injury, in a lot of games he has done well, but like I said, he's out with injury again. I've also been very, very impressed with Luke Shaw. I think he's got forward well, he's got into good positions, and he's put good crosses into the box. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone, and he's out with injury again. You know, he had a hamstring problem, didn't he, earlier on in the season. Had a couple of periods out with injury last season. He's had a good career though at Man United. You know, we got him for like £30 million from Southampton back in 2014. Now, Alex Telles, I've also been very, very impressed with him. You know, he was very, very good yesterday night against Watford. Obviously got the assist for McTominay's goal. He created chances. I mean, he must have created a good 5 or 6 chances. Got forward well, and he put some dangerous crosses into the box. We got Telles in a deal worth £15.4 million. I've also been very, very impressed with Harry Maguire. I like the way he showed that ability to play out from the back. He's been very effective in the air, and he's looked good from set pieces. But I'm glad he's bounced back from his early season troubles, because don't forget, before the start of the season, Harry Maguire had that incident in Greece. He got sent off in one of England's friendlies, was it, as well? Despite him being good though recently, he certainly wasn't worth the £80 million that we got him for. He is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's our current captain. Now, I've also been very, very impressed with Eric Bailly since he started playing again. He started our last 4 games prior to the game against Man City in the AFL Cup semi-final, and I certainly prefer him over Lindelof. Bailly's out injured again though. Obviously, he got a neck injury yesterday night in our 1-0 win against Watford. It was actually Dean Henderson that had collided with him. Solskjaer's provided us with an update on Eric Bailly, and he said he requires further assessment on his suspected neck injury. I actually thought it was a head injury at the first, but it isn't, according to Solskjaer anyway. I've also been very, very impressed with Wan-Bissaka in a lot of games this season. In the games he's played well in, he's got forward well. His defensive contributions being good. He's put some good crosses into the box. But obviously we have got concerns about Wan-Bissaka's lack of attacking intent and his distribution. This is his second full season at Man United. You know, we got him in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. You know, David De Gea, he's getting back to his best now, which is good to see. Like I said a few years ago, he was the best goalkeeper in the world. This is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United, so he has been a long servant. He's made over 500 appearances for the club in all competitions. And I said he will remain our number 1 for this season at least. Dean Henderson, he was our second choice goalkeeper. I've been impressed with him when he's played this season. Dean Henderson did quite well yesterday night against Watford. You know, he made some fine saves and had some erratic moments, like I mentioned. He was the one that collided with Bailly. He made his Old Trafford career debut in the 2-0 loss against Man City, and I thought he did well in that game. He made some good saves. So, at some point, Dean Henderson will become our number 1 goalkeeper. So, there certainly is players that have impressed me. And like I said, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. And he's got rid of some of the deadwood, but he's still inheriting some deadwood now. What? I'll come down soon. I'll come down soon. They're not.
They're fucking 2-0.
Are they? Are they?
Ben's just gone fucking hell.
Are they?
And I looked at telly, it says Crawley 2, Leeds United 0. I fucking paid.
No way.
I'm fucking texting John.
Are ya? I'll come down soon and try him on. What? Yeah. Yeah. Funny that, innit? What minute's it in? Yeah, they've won it. 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 Yeah, they've won it. They've won it, haven't they? Yep. Yeah, sorry about that, I was just talking, but yeah. So yeah, you go, and yeah, quite a few players are going to leave Man United this year. Don't forget Solskjaer recently held talks with 6 players he wants to get rid of in this January transfer window. We're going to get rid of Lingard, Jones, Rojo, Romero. I think Gallo's going to leave. His loan expires at the end of this month. I think James is going to go out on loan. And I think Williams is also going to go out on loan. And more players are going to leave in the summer. You know, these obviously 3 trophies we can pursue this season, like I've already mentioned. You know, we can win the FA Cup, the Europa League, and the Premier League. It's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We haven't won a trophy now for just over 4 years. We certainly are in the title race. Like I said, if we beat Burnley on Tuesday, we will be 3 points clear. We were supposed to be playing Burnley on the opening day of the season, but obviously it got postponed. The preview for the Burnley game will be coming up on my next video, plus a starting 11 prediction will be coming up. Solskjaer did say that we're not in the title race as yet, but that's just him playing mind games. But he said if we are still challenging at the top come March, he'll start to believe that we are in the title race. I don't see us winning the league this season, but we'll certainly win another Premier League title. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. What?
When you pop out that exercise, watch it on Cora. Some bastards like the dog shit and stuff.
Alright.
Fucking dirty animals.
Alright.
I'm texting John now.
Alright.
I'm not going to type, so I'm just going to put what a bubble.
Alright.
What a fucking bubble.
But yeah, there you go. And, you know, Solskjaer has been Man United manager now for just over 2 years. He's managed over 100 games as Man United manager in all competitions, and he has got a contract with the club until 2022. You know, we appointed him in December 2018, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. But this is Solskjaer's second full season at the football club. But yeah, there's some Man United fans that are Ollie in, and there's some Man United fans that are Ollie out. I'm not too sure at the moment. You know, I was certainly Ollie out earlier on in the season with how poor he was, and I was very, very critical of him. But as with how good we've been in recent months, my perceptions started to change on him. But yeah, he does deserve some credit. You know, there's some negativity regarding him as well, but, you know, we've got to give him credit for him getting us joint top of the Premier League table. He's got us to the 4th round of the FA Cup. Weren't the best of performances against Watford, but still got the win. Did well last season, his first full season. You know, made some good signings since he got appointed in as Man United manager. You know, seeing a lot of players leave the club since he got recommended in. The biggest thing that concerns me about him is his decision making, because he's made mistakes in a lot of games, and that's what's obviously cost us. And you can say some of his subs yesterday night were naive. Why wasn't Odi Nagalo involved? Because he said prior to the game that Odi Nagalo was going to be involved in the game. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.